Hello, everyone. I'll give a second just for everybody to get on. I first want to welcome you to this online course about weight management. My name is Ella Austin. I'm a student at the University of Central Arkansas studying dietetics, and today I'll be providing you with some information about calorie counting and the app MyFitnessPal. So it looks like everybody's here. To start out the class, I have a Kahoot, which is a one-question quiz that we will begin. So let me go ahead and open that and I will share the screen. All right. It's a little bit further. All right. So to begin this Kahoot, if you have not played with it before, there is a pin at the top. I'm going to go ahead and mute this music. But there's a pin at the top that you can enter into kahoot.it online if you could put that onto your phone. And you will enter this code, which is 3828111. All right. And after you put the pin in, it'll let you put in a little password or what you want to be called. So I'll let you guys get in on that. All right, it looks like everybody is there. Great. So don't worry, this isn't a get it wrong or get it right question. So the question to begin this session is, why do you choose the foods you eat? And you can choose as many or as little as you want. So with convenience foods, these are the foods that are easy to grab and don't take a lot of effort to make. Routine is just if you're in the routine of eating a specific food or a specific snack. Social influences, that's like if your friend is eating something and you may want to start it to help join them, or something that somebody says, hey, you should try this. Cultural influences are like traditional foods. So think about the fried foods in the South or the Mediterranean diet, things like that. Sometimes we choose foods based on emotions, being sad or happy, and preferences and tastes are just what we like to eat. All right, looks like everybody is done. So I want to make it clear that there is no such thing as a right or wrong answer with this. It is just different reasons of why we choose to eat our foods. It shows you that there's a lot of different reasons, and each person is different, and their reason to eat is different than our reason to eat. But it's important to take in our reasoning and make conscious food choices. All right, so that concludes our Kahoot. All right, we'll end that game and we'll stop sharing the screen. I hope everybody can see this. So welcome to the course of weight management. We have a couple of objectives today. So after this class, you guys will be able to calculate the daily calories that you need that may help you obtain your weight goals, whether that is weight loss, weight gain, or even weight maintenance, just staying at the same weight. Each of you sought out this course through some influence or interest in weight management. And I'm very happy to have you here. And I'm excited to talk about these things. They're very important. And sometimes they can be intimidating. But I hope that after today, you'll be able to walk away with some skills and some help to start this journey. You'll also be able to explain the advantages and disadvantages to calorie counting. While there are a lot of benefits, there are definitely some disadvantages or some things that might make us a little bit apprehensive to start this journey. And finally, we are going to talk about MyFitnessPal, which is a health app that can be accessed on phones or tablets or computers, like online, and it can help with this journey as well. To begin our discussion, I'd like to ask, what do you think calories are? What are calories, and why are they so important? Bradley, what do you think? You think that calories are things that are associated with foods? That is definitely right. Yes, they are completely contained in foods, of course. Kaylee, what do you think? You're able to see them on nutrition labels, of course, like we see here on this presentation. Yes. Scott, what about you? You're not really sure? Well, we're about to discuss it. So calories are the fuel or energy that our body needs to function. So calories are contained in food, and as our body breaks down the foods that we eat, it converts it into energy and fuel to help us go throughout our days. It's interesting to know that in excess of calories, so if you eat more than what your body needs and it breaks those down, we can't just expel it through our bowels. We store the excess energy in something called glycogen. I know that's a big word, but basically that energy, that glycogen, gets stored in our fat cells within our body. which is how we build up fat, and it becomes a fat tissue. As we go through time, if we eat less calories in one day, our body begins to break down those fat stores, but it can also build it up. It's important to note that you can never get rid of fat stores. They just may shrink in size. Limiting the amount of excess fuel we have will help lower the amount of fat and like shrink it. Like I said, never lowers in number of the cells, but it will shrink it in size because the fat will not be stored there anymore. It's just kind of like an empty house at that point. So how do I calculate the calories that I may need in my diet? So it's important to note that each person's calorie intake is going to be very specific to them. So first, our step one is to calculate our basal metabolic rate. What that means is it is the amount of calories we need or energy we need to keep our body sustained at a resting rate. So if we're sitting on the couch or we're sleeping all the time, this is how many calories we need. So for men, it's different than women's. So I have an example down at the bottom. So first you're going to do, this is a female who is 125 pounds and she is 5'7". So we're going to begin by transferring her pounds to kilograms. So there are 2.205 pounds in a kilogram. So we are going to put in our calculator 2.205 times 125, or divided by 125. 125 divided by 2.205, excuse me. And we will get 56.69, rounded up to 57 kilograms is how much she weighs. And we'll keep note of that. She's 57 kilograms. And then to get her height, she is 67 inches. 5 feet 7 is 67 inches. And there are 2.54 centimeters in an inch. So we're going to do 67 times 2.54. We're going to get roughly 170. So to start this, we see that for a woman, it's 655.1 plus 9.563 times her weight in kilograms, which was 57, plus, in parentheses, 1.850 times her height in centimeters, which was 170. And we get roughly 1,515 calories. So that seems like a low amount, which this is important to know that it is her resting rate. So after you calculate that amount, which it's better to do it within parentheses to avoid any mishaps, we go on to step 2, which is to determine your activity level. So if you're sedentary, and you're sitting around a lot, you don't exercise much, it's going to lower the amount of calories that you need. And it goes all the way up to extremely active. So if you are very active and in hard sports or workouts about 6 to 7 days a week, so the majority of the week, you will need more calories. And even to extra active with the addition of a physical job. So think about construction workers or athletes, professional athletes. Those are very active people. So the example, we will use the woman from before and the calories that she had, which was 1,515, so 1,515. And we are going to say that she is moderately active. So we're going to take that basal metabolic rate and the calories calculated then, and we are going to multiply it by 1.55 because that is what is connected to the moderately active. And she will need 2,348 calories in a day. That'll help sustain her body and to keep her weight maintenance. So to dial it back into why we choose the foods that we do and why that's important to take into account calories, each food is different in the amount of nutrients and the amount of calories that it holds. So calorie dense foods, which you can find at like fast food restaurants and processed foods and foods high in carbs, they are calorie dense, but they aren't necessarily nutrient dense. And it's important that we keep up all of our nutrients, that way that our body will function the way that it needs to, and that we're able to think clearly, and that our body can sustain itself. So to lower calorie intake, if we are eating an excess amount and we want to lower that down to our weight maintenance so we don't continue to gain weight, or even if we want to lose weight, we're able to swap certain foods. So if you tend to like French fries, well, maybe you can switch it for some celery or some cauliflower rice. And there's some nowadays, we have made some adjustments to where foods can taste like our favorite calorie dense foods, but they're actually a more nutrient dense option, lower in calories. So an example is that if you like desserts and like cookies, maybe you can switch it to some fruit, a cup of fruit with maybe some dark chocolate. That way that we get that sweet chocolatey flavor that we wanted, but it also has the addition of the nutrients of the fruit. And you can see in this diagram to the side, some common food swaps for some slightly calorie dense foods down to some nutrient dense low calorie foods. So how will this help me? What are some of the advantages of calorie counting and keeping track of what I'm eating? You will become more mindful of food choices. It's easy to kind of go throughout our day just eating and not thinking about it or not paying attention to what we're eating and truly enjoying the foods that we're eating. This will also help build discipline in a routine eating habit style and also a routine time of eating. And it just builds more of a mindful setting around our eating habits. It will help maintain weight. It may help you lose weight or gain weight if that is what you desire. And if a calorie deficit is enforced and respected, then it can help you lose weight. And it increases self-efficacy because you are able to do something that is hard and difficult, and you will become more confident in yourself to do and follow through with these goals that you have. So what are some of the disadvantages to calorie counting? Why may it not be the right choice for you? Well, calorie counting can cause disordered eating if it is obsessed over and just too focused upon. So sometimes we can become too focused on the foods that we're eating and getting into the mindset of healthy or good versus bad foods. I want you to know that there's no such thing as good versus bad foods. There are calorie dense and nutrient dense foods, but each one is a part of the eating habits of every person. There's no one person that eats completely healthy or no one person that eats completely awful. It's all up to a specific individual. And it's important to know that there's no perfect diet, that each person, each day is different. And it's just a part of life that if you become obsessed over something, it can become unhealthy. So those that have struggled with eating disorders in the past, like anorexia or bulimia, those individuals may have a difficult time following this type of eating habit because they've had a disordered eating in the past and may have counted calories in the past, limiting themselves to less than what their body truly needs. It may increase stress or guilt or confusion because it can be very difficult to follow through with this, especially if you're on your own and don't have the resources or the help that you need to follow through. And if you have a bad day or a day that you don't follow your goals specifically, you can feel guilty about it or shameful for your choices. But it's important to know that that is okay. There will be good and bad days, and you can't beat yourself down because of it. And the most important thing is that calorie counting does not guarantee a weight loss or a weight gain. Another cause for the weight loss or the weight gain may be present. Our body is not simply what we eat, but it is a system of different interactions that can cause different products. So if there is an endocrine or like a hormone imbalance, it may be causing these things, and a calorie deficit or calorie tracking diet may not help in that instance. So to move to our final point of today, I know all of this was very, a lot of information, and it can be very overwhelming, but I have an app that can help simplify this down and help you walk throughout your days with friendly reminders and simplify it a little bit and possibly make it less intimidating. So the app that we will be following today is MyFitnessPal. I personally love this app. It helps you record your foods that you eat, your meals, and it also tracks your nutrients and your calories that you intake throughout the day. So from here, I will transfer to the website for MyFitnessPals, and I'll walk you through a tutorial of how to set up an account and the different resources that they have available. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, Scott. You're wondering if MyFitnessPal is available on Apple and Android? Yes, it is available on all smart devices. How about you, Bradley? Will you have to calculate your calories every day? No. It is usually a one-time thing, and you can do it every few months or every few years to your choice. But ultimately, all of the goals that you have set are specific to you and the goals and where you want to be. Ultimately, this is about a lifestyle change, and we want you to live the healthiest and happiest life that you can. And if this does not sound like the right choice, you should not do it because this is your life. It's not anything that anybody can force you into. So you choose and you decide specific to yourself. All right, we will switch to the website. I hope everybody can see that. So this is the MyFitnessPal website. Again, you can create an account on your phone or on your tablet or on your computer like I am here. So we will start with my name. My name is Ella. And next we are going to set our goals, okay? That's why I need to enter my name again. All right, so my goal is to maintain weight, but I want to gain muscle and I want to help manage my stress. In the past, have I had anything that I've done or that's limited my choices? I tend to run out of time, and I don't like the lack of variety in my diets that I've done in the past, and I have a lot of cravings. I love a good chocolate chip cookie, and I crave those all the time. And food can be expensive, and sometimes cooking can just be too much time. Those convenience foods are really helpful. So to gain muscle, I just want to be in pretty good shape. That way that I feel better. All right. I like to walk. And I sometimes go for bike rides, and a good stretch does feel really good. And I love to read books or listen to good music. All right. See, this is very interactive and pretty user-friendly. Right now, I'm just lightly active. I stand a lot during my job. And I'm a female, and I was born in June of 2002. And I live in the United States, and I am from Conway. I am 5'4", and I am roughly 120 pounds. And my goal is 120 pounds. And all of these are specific to you. So I'm going to create an account with my email, and all right. And you create a password for it as well. Let's see. I'm going to use, since I already have an account, I'm going to use a different email. All right, and it will suggest a username to you, and I like that one. That one's simple for me to remember. All right, so as I entered all of these things and how active I was and what weight I wanted to keep and my height and my weight currently, it has suggested the calories that I should intake in a day. So all of those equations that we did before, this app simplifies it down, which takes away some time and some brain power and some intimidation that can help. There is also a premium option that will open you up to specific diet plans and also some more resources. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You don't have to pay it, but there is a free trial of it if you want it. All right, so this is the home page of the app. You see that it has my calories that I need, and I can add an exercise here, and I will put the amount of time and the calories that I burned. There's also a way to connect your smartwatches if you choose to do that for your exercise. You can also add food. You can go through this button, or you can go up to the food button up here. It's specific to breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And there's actually a way that you can memorize or have it remember the meals that you have made in the past, which is great. And it's a time saver right there. But you can also create meals within it, or just simply add the ingredients that you have, or even scan a barcode. It's as simple as that to enter it in, and you enter the amount that you ate. So you can add a food. Let's say that I ate raisin cinnamon toast this morning. All right, so that's the raisin cinnamon toast that I ate, and I ate. So a serving is one slice, and I ate 2 servings. And I add food to the diary. And so this calculates, you can see down here, the carbs, the fat, and the protein all held within that specific food. And it'll keep track of all of those macronutrients and even the smaller nutrients within the meal diary. So all of these things you no longer have to calculate yourself. You are just following along with the app and what it tells you to enter. There's also a place to go to your reports. So if you, it'll keep track of your weight trends, your calorie trends, and there's also different apps that it can connect to the specific app. Like I said, like the activity apps for your smartwatches. There are places to connect to other people that are using MyFitnessPal. And specifically, it's taking me to another website right now, just another area of it. But you can introduce yourself and get connected to people in your area. There's also a great place, which is the blog portion, that provides different recipes and new articles surrounding nutrition and food, which is a great thing. You can also see that if you have pop-ups on your computer, that they can help you find the ingredients that are in these recipes. All right, do we have any questions? Kaylee, you're wondering if this is a free application? Yes, it is a free application. You just need an email and a password and that information ready to enter. All right, so your challenge is to create your own account as these last final minutes of this session. So if you can go to myfitnesspal.com or download the app and begin to go through the application process, and you can just show me the homepage and enter in what you've ate today in the breakfast or the lunch or the snack portion of the app, and then we will be done. Bradley, thank you. I see that you ate a granola bar for a snack. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it. Hannah, I see your screen. Thank you so much for being here. I also love bananas. Those are good. Kaylee, thank you. Scott, thank you guys. All right. Well, we are completed for the day. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My email is eaustin, AUSTIN, @cub.uca.edu. I will send an email with the minutes after this and all the information that we covered to your emails that you've provided. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great day. Take care.